Hey there everyone, so this is kind of a culmination of about 2 years of work. I'm still not quite finished the guitar. I still have to put a couple things on it, string it, and set it up. But I wanted to show all you loyal followers what the guitar looks like at this point. Especially if you're from the Old Guys Guitar vlog, you'll recognize this quite readily. Now the last thing I did in the last video was put the finishing touches on the mahogany filler, I think it was, and I promised to show you what it would look like with the tung oil application. Now realistically, the tung oil application was really not very exciting. Basically what I did was, because I had already sealed the mahogany. Now if you're not sealing the mahogany, they tell you that if you have a very porous wood that you should thin the tung oil with mineral spirits so that it absorbs into the wood a little bit. In my case, because I used the mahogany filler, there wasn't much to absorb. So what I did was, the first couple of layers, I put a very thin layer of tung oil all over the mahogany part of the guitar. Then I waited 15 minutes, wiped it off, used quadruple zero steel wool, put another thin layer on, waited another 15 minutes, and wiped it off, did the steel wool again. So I did that twice, so 4 layers. After that, I put another layer on, waited an hour, but much thicker this time, then wiped it off, then put another layer on rather thickly, and then wiped it off after another hour, let it dry for 2 days, and then did that process again. So another 4 layers, but more thickly. I didn't sand it until the last layer. I used full strength tung oil, mostly because, again, there wasn't anything to absorb because the pores were already full of the filler, and I really like how it came out. One of my biggest issues with Les Paul, you can kind of see, I don't know if you can, but you can kind of see the tiger stripe on how it showed up on the headstock. What I really never liked about Les Paul guitars, and I could never really get around it, was that the neck was always kind of finished with very thick, tacky paint. This is smooth as silk. I did sand the neck a little bit with the steel wool again. Once I finished all that, I let it dry for, I think it was about a week, just to kind of make sure everything was okay, and then gave it one last sanding. The next thing to do was put the electronics and the pegs in, and I don't know if you're going to watch this, but way back at the beginning I did say that I got a Switchcraft switch, which is a much better switch than what comes with the kit. I also got CTS pots for the tone and volume knobs. One thing you've got to watch out for, if you're going to do that, you actually have to drill the holes out a little bit bigger so that the stem of the pot will fit in there properly. Do not, I repeat, do not use a drill and drill bit to do that. It will completely shred the top of your guitar. Use a Dremel with like a sanding wheel or something on there, and just go at it really slow, and this is basically what it's gonna look like. I then put in the studs, and the way that I did that was I unscrewed these top parts on both of them, and I used a piece of wood with a rubber mallet to really mallet them in. I'm not going to bore you with the how I soldered the electronics and everything, but what I am going to do is I'm going to put the list of all the steps I did up until here from my Old Guys Guitar vlog. I'm also going to put the U-tubes that I used to wire the guitar. I did actually test it, and I am not good at soldering at all. It took me a few hours to get it right, but I did plug the guitar in and tested the pickups, and everything works. All the tone and volume knobs work, the switch works, and there's sound coming out of the pickups. So the next step of this obviously will be to put the bridge and the Tune-O-Matic on, string it up. The neck right now has a pretty significant bow, mostly because it hasn't had any tension on it since I bought the kit 2 years ago. So what I'll likely do is string it up with 10 to 46 strings, and then I'll tune it to pitch, and then leave it for a day or so just to see what happens with the neck, and then start all my adjustments from there. Once I get all that done, I will definitely put another video up of how it sounds and what I think about the guitar as I play it versus as building it. If you followed this from the beginning, or go ahead and watch all of these videos, you'll see what a labor of love this is. The kit itself, the bare bones kit, was $190. I think I added an extra $50 for the upgraded pots and tone knob. I didn't really spend that much money on the dies and stuff. That was probably another $50 or $60, but I couldn't even tell you how many hours I put into this so far. I'm super excited to try it because I'm really happy with how it came out. I do not like pick guards on Les Paul, so this guitar will not have one. I'm also missing the truss rod cover, which I'm trying to get back from the company. If not, I may buy some like abalone sheet and just kind of make one. I tried to make one already out of plastic and it didn't really come out very well, so I'd rather get something store-bought for that. But hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me the thumbs up, like, watch the other videos, give me any feedback you like, and I promise it will not be another 2 years before I get this strung up, and you'll get a chance to hear it. In any case, I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you did, and I'll definitely see you again soon.